Nightbeat starts right now.
New tonight, a game of youth basketball ends with police taking an assault report. This happened Sunday, but a coach and parent who saw it is worried that people in charge of the game aren't taking the incident seriously.
He tells the night team's Penny Santos he wants to use this as a learning opportunity for other families involved in youth sports.
He gets tangled up with his arms.
A youth basketball game turned brawl as a player is punched in the face.
He was not expecting another player to come up and hit him. He was totally off guard, defenseless.
David George is a parent and a coach with the basketball league. He was at Sunday's game in Universal City. Now he's asking families in youth sports to have a serious talk on how to handle their emotion.
Yes, parents want their kids to win. There's going to be a winner, there's going to be a loser. But just as much as you want your kids to win, you should teach them on how to lose.
A police report says family and parents of the players ran onto the court to fight each other and to throw punches. The assault is still under investigation and no charges have been filed. But George is worried the brawl left a lasting impression on players, including his own kids.
Are they going to be worried about getting punched again? Are they going to be able to play the same way they were? I mean, there's a lot of questions.
One of the business partners for Full Court Athletics said they were in the process of discussing consequences for the youth. The league says it has at least 4 people on the floor to intervene if necessary.
If you're going to win, win with respect. If you're going to lose, lose with respect.
We're told that teen assaulted is doing okay, and the family declined to comment, saying they're going to wait and see what police and the league decide to do. Steve, Stefania.
All right, Patty, thank you. You remember that baby formula shortage that had store shelves empty? Well, the company behind that shortage is now officially under another federal investigation. Concerns about a contamination at the Abbott Laboratories infant formula plant in Sturgis, Michigan led to that shortage. The plant even shut down for months, and the FDA found bacteria. Now the Justice Department wants to investigate, and Abbott says it plans to fully cooperate with the investigation. Now, despite this current situation, Abbott says that it's restarting production at its plant in Michigan.
A noticeable change today. Let's take a look outside with Sky 12 tonight. San Antonio feeling the colder weather today. A lot of gray. Let's bring in meteorologist Adam Caskey. Adam, are we expecting colder temperatures this weekend?
Well, it's good. Tomorrow's going to be similar to today. We'll have the gray skies overhead, and temperatures are going to be running below average again. We barely made it above 60 today. 61 briefly at 2 o'clock, and then temperatures dip back down into the upper 50s. Tomorrow, we'll start the day at 48, 54 at noon, a high temperature of 61, and it's going to look the same. Low gray clouds most of the day. Differences, we could actually have a few sprinkles for the first part of the day. We'll take a close look at the futurecast, see where we have slightly better odds of rain tomorrow morning in just a bit. Once we get into Sunday, we're looking at a lot of sunshine, but tomorrow very different temperatures west to east. High temperature Victoria, Gonzales, Hallettsville, Cuero in the upper 50s, but along the Rio Grande, right near 70. We'll have more sunshine west of I-35 and along the Rio Grande. Here in San Antonio, well, for the most part, we'll be in the low 60s. 61 Helotes and Elmendorf, right around 60 for the high temperature. A chance of real rain is on the way. Even some thunderstorms in the forecast. We'll time that out for you and show you that system in just a bit, Steve.
All right, thank you, Adam. Let's get to a scam alert tonight. There's an increase in calls from imposters collecting money from innocent victims, especially in Kendall County. Investigators say people posing as a sheriff's deputy there have already taken $6,000 from people in that area. Take a listen to one of those calls.
Good afternoon, Miss. This is Lieutenant Majika with the Kendall County Sheriff's Office. I was trying to make contact with you regarding some paperwork that had come across my desk, ma'am. If you could call me back at your earliest convenience.
The sheriff's office says they do have a lieutenant by that name, but the person calling is not the actual deputy. Investigators say the scammers are also spoofing their number to resemble your area code. The caller usually claims there was a warrant, a missed jury duty date, or some other infraction, then asks the victim to send money online. The sheriff's office says it's not them. They're asking people who receive a call like this one to report it to their office.
The Air Force major accused of killing his wife is going to face trial on Monday, and the judge overseeing his case just put restrictions on what jurors are going to hear during that trial. Andreen McDonald's remains were found burned months after she disappeared in 2019. Her husband is the one charged in the case. For days, Andre McDonald's legal team has tried to get evidence thrown out, and today the judge decided the following. The jury is not going to be allowed to hear about the time that officers arrested McDonald outside of a gun shop. That arrest, by the way, happened 2 days after his wife disappeared. The jury's also not going to hear about a handwritten note in his pocket that listed things like gas cans, flashlights, and bags. Now, here's the other side of it. The jury is going to see search warrants that mention the victim's friend finding blood and hair in Andrine's bathroom. They can also hear about they're also going to hear about Bexar County deputies and the time that they found a shovel. Now, again, the trial here begins on Monday, and you could watch the stream on KSAT.com, the KSAT Plus app, and also KSAT's YouTube channel. We're also going to update you throughout the day during our newscasts right here on KSAT 12.
Now to the redesign and eventual renovation of a piece of San Antonio history. The Arson Apache Courts are known as the oldest public housing complex in the nation, or one of them. They sit on the west side. After about a year of meetings to discuss how crews could keep history intact while delivering on some much needed upgrades, the Night Team's John Paul Barajas learns crews are finally set to break ground this year.
2023 is shaping up to be a year of transformation at the Arson Apache Courts. Officials with the project say the master redesign should be finalized by the end of February. Design firm Able City built on its response from residents to preserve the court's current space, increase capacity from 501 to 556 units, and keep its historic look.
Maintaining the streets was one of the decisions that the residents chose. So the new buildings within the Arson Courts will go behind the existing buildings. It'll be 3 stories, but it's far enough behind so that you can't see the difference in height from the street view.
Paola Fernandez with Able City says existing units will be upgraded to meet building standards with Opportunity Home San Antonio. That includes installation, updated air conditioning, and windows. The project's total cost is pending, but a housing bond has already secured $8 million for the first set of units.
What is secured and what is already ongoing is the 88 units at Apache Field. We actually will start the community meetings for that next week.
Current residents will be moved to open units in the same area during the phase construction. The project is expected to break ground in August. John Paul Barajas, KSAT 12 News.
More homes, more businesses, and soon more police presence. We've seen the construction along the St. Mary Strip. Well, now crews are breaking ground just south of the Strip to build a new San Antonio police substation. The construction is happening on the corner of St. Mary's and Locust Streets. Crews say that project is not expected to impact the street in that area. Councilman Mario Bravo says that 28 new officers are going to be assigned to that new substation.
We have 2,300 housing units that are either in design or being built right now in this area. There'll be more presence and faster response times for the area.
And that project is set to be finished by early next year.
Now for a look at some of today's big headlines in your Nightbeat News Flash. A love triangle apparently leads to a house fire. And investigators say this man may be to blame. They say Billy Quesada set the fire at a home belonging to his estranged wife's boyfriend. According to an arrest warrant, a man with a gas can seen on surveillance video walking into an alley behind the home before it was on fire. Arson officers say Quesada admitted to setting the wooden fence in that alley ablaze. CNN reports a source says Alec Baldwin intends to finish producing the movie Rust. The same project the actor and a weapons supervisor are facing charges in after a deadly shooting on set. Charges of involuntary manslaughter announced yesterday against Baldwin. According to ABC News, a district attorney in New Mexico plans on filing charges by the end of the month. Baldwin pointed a gun at the cinematographer when it went off, killing her. Baldwin's attorney argues the actor relied on professionals who assured him the gun did not have live rounds. The lawyer for the weapons supervisor argues the investigation was flawed. The Amber Alert for 2 Texas sisters continues tonight. You may have even seen alerts on traffic signs around San Antonio. Police believe these sisters are with their grandmother in a black Ford Escape with Texas license plate number MTC 6093. Investigators say they were last seen in the North Texas town of McKinney last night. If you have any information, call police. And that's a look at your Nightbeat News Flash.
And still ahead on the Nightbeat, candles are a popular home accessory, but now there's a recall for many of them that were picked up at a local discount store.
Tonight's about the Spurs and the Cowboys. Greg Simmons covering tonight's game at the AT&T Center, and a live report from California ahead of Sunday's NFL divisional playoff game. And a diet trend that zeroes in on the timing of meals put to the test. The new research that looks into intermittent fasting. Those stories and much more next on the Nightbeat.
Who doesn't love a nice smelling candle? But some people say that candles are actually exploding in their homes. So now there's a recall for these products. You see them right there. They're sold at Ross. The Consumer Product Safety Commission says that the Taylor Finch 6-wick scented candles can combust while they're lit, and that causes the glass container to break. Pretty dangerous. So far, 5 incidents have been reported. One of them caused a minor injury. Now, the recalls specifically involve the spiced apple and rosewood scent and the cedarwood and clove scent. So if you have those, just return them back to the store and you should get your money back. Trouble for T-Mobile tonight. The phone company says that a hacker stole personal information from 37 million customers. That breach happened in November, but it was announced yesterday in a regulatory filing. T-Mobile says that addresses, emails, phone numbers, and dates of birth were among the information that was stolen. They say that no social security numbers, credit card information, PINs, or passwords were exposed.
A trendy weight loss plan grabbing the attention of researchers. There's been a lot of talk about intermittent fasting. But is there truth in the timing of this plan? Karen Kafa takes a closer look into the results of a new study.
A new study making headlines suggests a popular weight loss method may not be as effective as once thought. The study, published in the Journal of the American Heart Association, tracked the portion sizes and eating times of 547 people and data on their health and weight for 6 years. Researchers found no association between restricting eating times, like the trend of intermittent fasting, and weight loss. What the study did find effective: smaller meals. Julia Zampano, registered dietitian with the Cleveland Clinic Center for Human Nutrition, is among experts who caution the sample size of the study was small and the participants not as diverse as the larger population. She sees some benefits in limiting the timing of meals.
Intermittent fasting can decrease the amount of insulin that you produce, so it can lead to reduction in fat storage. Fasting can also help lower blood triglycerides, blood sugar. In certain cases, it can lower blood pressure and cholesterol.
Whether narrowing meal times or counting calories, Zampano says it's important to find an approach that's realistic for you.
No one likes to be told, you cannot eat, you cannot do this. So just being able to set boundaries on when you can and cannot do things can really help you attain those goals.
The U.S. Dietary Guidelines for Americans recommends focusing 85% of your food on nourishment and the rest for a little enjoyment and indulgence. In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
Texas is known for its diet of barbecue and all the fixings. I do love good barbecue. Now, Jefferson High School students set to show off their skills next weekend. It's all in line with the San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo Junior Pitmaster competition. They're set to compete against teams from across Texas. The Junior Pitmaster Challenge will be held on January 27th and 28th. The scholarship, $20,000.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That is really, and also they learn a good skill too.
Yes,
I mean,
that's
knowing
the
how
key.
to make really good barbecue, like, because the meat can't be too hard, can't be too tense, it's a good thing.
Look like they're having fun eating it. So it must be good.
I mean, it's a life skill.
It really
is. You know, I love that.
You're having people over. I mean, who doesn't love a good barbecue?
Wish I had that in high school.
All right, here's a live look over the Pearl tonight. By the way, when I came back to Texas, one of the things that I loved was the smell of barbecue.
Oh, yeah.
Everywhere. And that's how I knew. I was like, yeah, baby, I'm home. Texas.
Yep, even in the neighborhood, right?
Yes.
Just in the neighborhood.
It's awesome.
Especially in Caskey's neighborhood.
Oh, guys, sometimes I know by the smell. That's Todd's Pit. That's Todd's Pit going. Yeah, you can just tell. Differentiate the offset smokers from the green eggs that some other people had. I'm an offset man, just saying. I'm not hating the green eggs. It's just my style. So stray morning sprinkle tomorrow. Otherwise, generally dry. Real rain chances come as we get into Tuesday. Then a cooler stretch ahead as well. Let's talk about the rain. Actually, a few little light showers out there southeast of San Antonio between Cuero and just about Hallettsville. This is very light in nature. I mean, not much to it, and I don't anticipate it to last much longer. One moderate shower embedded in there, but it's going to have a tough time making its way all the way toward Hallettsville. Let's go to our futurecast. 6 a.m. tomorrow, low gray clouds all over the place, and then a couple of sprinkles. I mean, we have a 20% chance. That may even be a little generous and a little aggressive, to be honest with you. But 1 or 2 little spritzes and sprinkles. I've got a morning bike ride. I'm not canceling it. I don't think any moisture is going to get in the way. You go east of San Antonio, some of our coastal counties, even toward Lavaca, DeWitt, and southern Karnes County, you've got better opportunities for a few brief light showers, and then especially along the Gulf Coast and around Houston, because the coastal low pressure system is actually going to spin up, and that's going to help develop some of those showers near the Gulf coastline. But around here in most of the KSAT 12 viewing area, dry. And then notice the clearing line. The cloud deck will be slowly moving eastward in the afternoon. In turn, warmer off to the west near the Rio Grande, and then cooler eastward where we don't get much sunshine east of I-35. And then Sunday, beautiful day, just a lot of sunshine and temperatures cool in the morning but comfortable in the afternoon. There's a disturbance in New Mexico and even Colorado that's moving off to the northeast. Our next system is all the way up near Alaska. This nice sharp trough, that dip in the upper level flow. You see how the winds do that dip? That's our next system. That's going to drop southward, make its way into the Pacific Northwest this weekend, and then should position itself nicely to give a good chunk of Texas some nice moisture and rain, even some snow up in the Panhandle and parts of North Texas. And I do think, although we'll be on the edge of some of this activity, we'll still have scattered showers and thunderstorms developing in some parts of our area by Tuesday morning. Right now, we've got it at 40%. Of course, a lot of time between now and then. We'll be fine-tuning the forecast. Check back for updates and details. Well, it looks like something's wrong with my computer here. Anyway, kick it, Greg said. It's going to be windy. That's what it meant to say. It's going to be very windy on Wednesday. Just hit it or hit the restart button and gets better, right? Tuesday, very gusty. I mean, thinking gusts up to about 40 miles per hour on Tuesday. So the morning chance of showers and even a severe thunderstorm or two can't be ruled out. And then a very gusty afternoon thereafter. Cool the rest of next week. Be in the 30s in the morning and afternoons right near 60.
That's good jogging weather in the morning.
That is, yeah, it's great. Minus the mountain cedar, right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
All right, I'm still bitter about the way Kawhi Leonard left town. So did he get booed tonight?
Well, on the introduction, he got a mixture, boos, cheers.
Okay.
Once the game started, he touched the ball, boos. Okay. All right, so a lot of people like you still bitter. And can't blame them in some parts, right? Spurs host the Clippers tonight. We'll show you how that went. And a former UTSA Roadrunner is now helping San Francisco head to the second round of the playoffs. Our Larry Ramirez is live in California. After taking down the Nets on Tuesday, the Spurs have a chance to get a win streak if they can sink Kawhi Leonard and the Clippers. Jeremy Sohan gets the Spurs off to a right start here with the three from the wing. Trey Jones' jumper is off the mark, but Sohan soars in for the slamming down. Jones from the far corner doesn't miss this time as the Spurs take a 4-point lead. Second quarter now, Romeo Langford comes flying in to swat Kawhi Leonard's layup. That got the crowd on their feet. It was a scramble for the loose ball. Keldon Johnson corrals it in and gets the bucket and the foul. Spurs shoot a season-high 66% in the first half. That's good enough for the top 10 in the NBA this season. Spurs by 7 at the break. Now they push the pace here in the second half. Keldon fakes a three, then drives to the hoop for a 9-point Spurs lead. Jakob Poeltl finishes to a cutting Keldon for the layup, but it doesn't fall. But look out, here comes Sohan in to clean up the mess with a two-handed punch, but the Clippers fight back. Kawhi Leonard for the three from the corner caps off a 10-0 run to help LA out to a 3-point lead going to the fourth. Spurs manage to tie the game at 100, and Josh Richardson knocks down the 18-footer, but the Clippers have too much firepower. Leonard slams the door shut on the Spurs. He had 36 here. Spurs fall 131-126.
Clippers is a really good team. Have a lot of guys from top to bottom, and I mean, we had a couple slip-ups, but I felt as if we played hard. We played hard the whole entire game, and we tried our best at containing those two guys. And even though we did end up losing, we have a lot of stuff to hang our hats on.
All right, next up, road trip to Portland, 9 o'clock on Monday.
Pro football coverage powered by Davis.
Now we're going to take you live right here in San Antonio, live to Santa Clara, California, where our Larry Ramirez is standing by with a preview of Sunday's NFL divisional showdown between the Dallas Cowboys and the San Francisco 49ers. Hi, Larry.
Hey, Greg, and thank you very much. So the best part about arriving today, a day earlier than normal, is the fact that we got to talk with Wagner alum and former UTSA offensive lineman Spencer Burford. Ever since the fourth-round draft pick joined the 49ers, he started to turn heads immediately. Today, we asked Niners head coach Kyle Shanahan about his rookie guard, and here's what he said.
He's done a great job. Some of the people we lost in our O-line last year and some of the new things we had to do this year going into the draft, and to be able to, we took a shot on him there in the fourth round. He had a lot of talent, got to play a lot there, but we didn't know if he'd be able to come in and be ready right away. We thought we might have to develop him a little bit, and for him to come in and us throw him there right in OTAs and him be able to hold that spot down, he's done a great job. Battled through an ankle sprain about a month ago, but it was really cool because that last week was his best game of the year. So he's been getting better each game, and he's got a chance to really help us here over the next few years.
I just asked Coach Shanahan about you, and he told me he felt you were coming off your best game of the season. What does that mean to you to hear that?
We're just going to build off of it. At the end of the day, like I said, there's always room for improvement. I thank him, but we're going to look forward to make sure, like I said, just making sure we can do some more things in order to build off of what we did last week and hopefully just keep improving throughout this postseason.
Tell me what you know about this Niners-Cowboys rivalry, particularly in the playoffs.
I hear about it all the time, especially being from Texas. I grew up a Cowboys fan. But at this point, everybody pretty much knows what it is, bang, bang, Niner game. So we're going to go out there and do what we're supposed to do what we're supposed to do, play our brand of football.
Spencer said this week has been going great as he preps for the Cowboys and that he's really locked into the playbook. We'll have more with our one-on-one with Spencer tomorrow at 5 o'clock. Greg, back to you.
All right, thanks a lot, Larry. Great story there. Cowboys fan turned 49er. All right, before the 49ers host the Cowboys this Sunday in the NFL divisional playoffs, our current defensive coordinator, D'Amico Ryans, met with the Houston Texans today about their vacant head coaching position. He is the sixth candidate to be interviewed by the Texans about taking over their team that includes former New Orleans Saints and Cowboys quarterback coach Sean Payton. High school basketball coming up next. Girls high school basketball tonight. District 28-6A undefeated Clark looking for their 14th straight win against Marshall at the Paul Taylor Fieldhouse. Cougars in control. Second quarter, Natalie Huff nice through the defense for the lay-in and a 24-4 lead. Rams respond. Aubrey Riojas drives to the rim, flips it up off the backboard and in to keep the Cougars in striking distance, but not for long. Check out the give and go here. Sydney Pritchard to Bola Odomoso. Back to Pritchard for the corner three. Then a few plays later, Emily Lopez gets a step and lays it in. Clark leads 35-7 at halftime. They go on to win 47-26. Huge District 28-5A matchup. 5-3 Harlandale hosting 6-2 McCollum. Indians in control late in the fourth quarter. Savannah Garza with a great feed to Camilla Sosa for the basket. Indians lead 54-42. A little under 2 minutes left to play, but the Cowboys mount the comeback. First, Miranda Garcia drains the triple to cut the deficit down to 5. With 20 seconds left, freshman Aaliyah Mancha puts it up and in. Count it plus the foul. She makes the free throw to complete a crazy rally. McCollum closes on a 14-0 run to win it 56-54 over Churchill High School. District 28-6A Chargers hosting Johnson. Jaguars take control of this one early. Kick out to Addison Aiden, and she knocks down a three for the wing, 14-5. Johnson's second quarter now. Julia Plata comes up with a steal at midcourt, finishes with a lay-in, and the Jaguars roll 86-47. Of course, you can find more highlights and more interviews and everything at KSAT.com. Leader tonight.
All right. Thank you, Greg.
You got it.
And we'll be right back after this.
Mainly just cloudy most of the day tomorrow and maybe a sprinkle in the morning, but not a big deal. 48 to start the day, 61 in the afternoon, so just as cool as today. Bit warmer, pushing 70 by Sunday afternoon. Next week, better chance of rain Tuesday morning, maybe even a strong storm or two.
All right. Just wear those layers next week. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a great weekend.
Have a great weekend. GMSA starts at 6 a.m.